Today's recipe is delicious crispy moong dal vada. For this recipe, we need the following. We're using 1 cup of moong dal, which is without the chilka or the skin of the moong dal. Here I will also be using 1/4 cup of urad dal as well as 3 tablespoons of rice. So what I will be doing is now I will just add it to a bowl, all these 3 ingredients, and I will rinse this with room temperature water till the water is clear. I washed the dals and the rice till the cloudy water ran clear. Now what I'll do is I'll just let this be in this water for a minimum of 4 to 5 hours, and then I'll show you what I do next. The moong dal, urad dal and rice have soaked for 4 hours. Now what I'll do is I will remove this water from this bowl, and then I will grind it into a paste for the vadas. So here I've got about 150 grams of onions which I've chopped. Here I will be using garlic cloves. I've got around 12 cloves of garlic, and I'm also using about 6 grams of ginger. I will make this into a paste. Here I've got half a teaspoon of Zeera powder, also known as cumin. Here I've got half a teaspoon of turmeric powder, known as Haldi. Here I've got half a teaspoon of red chili powder. That's up to you if you want to add more or less. Here I'm using Shah Zeera, but if you have ajwain or caraway seeds or carom seeds, that would be a better choice for this recipe, but I don't have it today, so I'm using this. Here I've got a teaspoon each of coriander seeds, also known as dhania, and a teaspoon of kali mirchi, also known as peppercorns. I'll just crush them coarsely for this recipe. Here I have chopped about 4 small green chilies finely. If you want, you can use more or less according to your spice tolerance. Here I've got about 2 tablespoons of chopped mint leaves, also known as pudina. Here I've also got about 3 to 4 tablespoons of cilantro leaves. If you have kothmeer or coriander leaves, that works perfect for this recipe. Here I will be using 1 teaspoon of lemon juice, nimbu juice, and here I have got about say 8 curry leaves which I chopped finely, and I will be using for this recipe. So first I'm going to start making the ginger garlic paste, and then I will coarsely grind the coriander and peppercorns, and then I'll finally start grinding the dals and the rice together, and then mix everything and I'll show you how it looks. I'm making a ginger garlic paste. I've just added a tablespoon of water to this. This crushed ginger and garlic paste is ready to use for the recipe, and now I will crush the peppercorns as well as the coriander seeds. Crushed peppercorns and coriander seeds, also known as dhania, is ready to use for the recipe. I'll remove the water from the soaked lentils and the rice, and now I'll grind it in my blender. I've got a mini food processor, and I'll add in the lentils now. I'll cover and blend, and try not adding too much water. So I haven't added water just yet, and if I feel the need, I will add a tablespoon. I just completed blending the lentil and rice mix. I'm adding all my spices to this mixture, and I'll stir it well. I will also add in my chopped onions. I'll add in the mint leaves, cilantro leaves, also known as dhania. I will add in the curry leaves. Now if you don't have curry leaves, you can skip it. There are a lot of things you can skip from this recipe, it's up to you. I'm adding lemon juice, and I will also be adding my crushed peppercorn and my dhania, also known as coriander, and I will be adding my ginger garlic paste as well, and give it all a good mix. Make sure everything is mixed well. And now we are going to use oil to deep fry these moong dal vadas. And now I'll move on to heating the oil. I'll be adding oil to deep fry these vadas. So right now I am checking if the oil is ready for using. So now you can see there are bubbles around the wooden spoon, and this is an indication my oil is ready. I don't want the temperature to be very high. If the temperature of the oil is high, then it will not cook the vadas correctly. So just try to keep the temperature of the oil a little low. And now I'll just use a little of my vada to fry, to just taste for salt. So I'm just taking very small quantity of vada. Please make sure your oil is not very hot, because if your oil is very hot, then the vadas will definitely not cook through and through. So my flame currently is on low to medium. So I'm going to wait till this is ready for me to test it for salt. This vada is ready to taste. And now I'll also lower the gas flame to the lowest, because I don't want the oil heating up. So I'm going to change the temperature of the oil too, and I'm going to taste this for salt. I just tasted for salt and I added a quarter teaspoon more. So in total I've added around a teaspoon of salt for this recipe, but please add according to your salt, because every salt has different potency level. Now I'm again going to check the oil if it's ready for me to use, and I'm just waiting for little bubbles coming around, and you can see there are little bubbles around my wooden spoon, and this is ready for me to use for frying all my vadas. So I will be doing that now. Just take small quantities of vada for frying. Do not make your vadas big, because then it will not cook through and through. And we are looking for a crispy consistency for this vada. You can also use your hand if you want to add the vadas to the oil. Occasionally just turn the vadas after about 3-4 minutes, when it fries well from one side, then you start turning. Otherwise the vadas can fall apart. And try to use as less moisture as possible. I use 3 tablespoons of water while grinding the dals, because onions also leaves its moisture, so we have to keep in mind not to add too much moisture to this recipe. I'm just gently turning these vadas around that they uniformly fry, and my flame is still on low to medium. And at this point of time, if you want to refry the vadas, then you can remove it at this point of time and refry it again. So I want to fry this till it's golden brown. The Moong Dal Vadas have turned golden brown. You can see it's fried so well. At this point of time, I will remove it from the oil and place it in this sieve, so that any excess oil also is strained through this. I'll also continue frying the remaining vadas, and once one of the vadas cools down, I'll show you how it looks from inside. So right now I will be letting these vadas cool down, and then I'll show you how it looks, and I'll continue frying the other vada. I just removed all the vadas and I put my flame on low, because I wanted to drop the temperature of the oil. Now you can see there are little bubbles around this wooden stick, and at this time I will add in the remaining vadas and complete frying everything. The vadas are really crispy when I use my fork, and when I do this, you can hear the sound of the crispiness of these vadas, and I'll show you how it looks from inside. Just fantastic. And I haven't even used baking soda or baking powder. I made around 39 vadas of this size, so it's up to you how big or small you want to make it. These crispy Moong Dal Vadas are ready to serve. You can serve it with any chutney, raita or sauce of your liking. I will leave the related links in the description box below of the recipes. Please comment if you make it in any other way. Also, please remember to follow a few tips as I've mentioned in the video for making these crispy vadas. Please comment, like, share and subscribe to my channel. Please click on the bell icon for notification of my latest videos. And thank you for watching. Enjoy!